just to let you know, I'm back in the forest. Yeah, being a little old mountain girl, we wouldn't call this a forest. We'd be back in the woods. I spent a lot of my early childhood growing up in Detroit, Oregon, and the woods were my backyard. That's where I went to play. So little did I know, I was sitting with all of the nature elements and just loving it. It's just part of who I was. And sometimes it cuts us off when we're doing this starting. And so I'm going to say hello again. And if you caught the tail end of what I was talking about, it's okay. It wasn't that important. So I'd like to say hello, Nancy. How are you?
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
I am here and awake. Oh my gosh, I overslept. For me, sleeping till almost 7 o'clock in the morning is oversleeping. I woke up with a start going, oh my gosh, I got to do the class in about an hour. And I like to be awake. Trusty, handy, Java coffee. Yay. Got to have fun with it, kids.
So did you see any common themes in this week's questions? One thing I saw that was a common theme is that we have a lot of people from our Empowered Empath class asking questions. So they're really getting
I
the
know.
information download.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I was so in motion yesterday and looking at the questions. I didn't get a chance to look at the theme or really see it, but I did see all of the people who commented and questioned on the Empowered Empath class. And by the way, folks, that is going fantastically. I love it. I love the movement and the growth everybody's having, the openness and awareness. And one of the things to remember is to see what's happening in my life, go to cherrydivine.com and you'll see what is being here. And I'm going to announce it because it's getting close and it's limited seating. We have the Day with the Ancients in Albany, Oregon, November 10th. People are signing up, so if you want to be there, and I know you do, start signing up now. It's on my website, cherrydivine.com. Look at me getting so professional putting that out there again. Ha!
Now, Cherry, if people sign up before a certain date, the price is less. Is that true?
That is very true. If you sign up before, I believe it's November 1st, it's $59. After November 1st, it's $99. We want you to be there. We want you to have your seat and be in that energy. The energy is amazing. You all feel it when it comes across through Facebook, but think about it when you're live and in person. And the energy is really just filling the room and the focus is on you.
Jerry,
Okay.
I just want to tell people that when we first met years and years ago, I actually had you come to my home with, and then we had a number of my friends, and it was amazing. All day long with you, interacting with you personally, and it was amazing. So this is going to be kind of like that, welcoming people into our hometown of Albany, Oregon, and to spend the day with you and the ancients.
Well, and that's it. And, a lot of people go, what do I expect? What do I expect? I get a basic outline. I get an idea sent in. And then as the group fills up, then it becomes individualized for that group, for those connected energies. And so I never know exactly what's going to be said, what's going to be done. What I know, though, is it is amazing. It's informative. It assists people to step into their awareness. It empowers. It's just fun. It's like with the retreats, taking people out to the various areas. It becomes so individualized. And everybody can relate to it. They say it's relatable. And, well, it's like last night sharing with the Empowered Empath group, the fractionalized thinking is I sat down on my computer and the way I do it is I type out a question and I was asking, what am I to present to my group? And all of a sudden this amazing download comes in and called fractionalized thinking. And I was just blown away. I kind of live in a magic world. Oh my goodness. Well, we could probably save that for the after show. I'm getting into the after show before the show. But I do know there's questions. Shall
Yes.
we move into questions?
All right. Well, Denise, hi, me again. LOL. New topic. I have an Aussie Shepherd Border Collie mix. She is 13. She keeps crossing the line and going after my other dogs. She knows she is wrong. Part of me says it's time for her to be put down. Other half says, how dare you think that? I need insight on this. I'm so torn. I've had her since she was 6 weeks old.
And our pets are our family. Our pets are, this beautiful part of us. One of the things I do feel she's in pain, and that's one of the reasons she's going out and after. And I'm getting a big area in the throat and ear here. And there's some arthritis going on. She doesn't, and the word dementia comes up too. And so remember, our animals do have I won't say irritation in the brain, but degeneration in brain cells the same as we do. And so there's a part of her, when she's going after them, there's that part of her that remembers, border collies, round up, a group, protect. And so to her, that's what that's all about. And it's getting very close to time to let her go. It really is, but it feels like it's more to 3 to 6 months out. It doesn't feel like this moment. I do want to share with you something, though, that will assist you in making this decision, because we feel staying here on Earth is the best thing you can do, yet life continues onward. And so with that, a little message there in that energy is, and she's got something going on her stomach. It won't surprise me if she doesn't have cancer moving through her system. Anyway, I finally had to take my old dog, Sid, into the vet last year and let him go. He was 14, which is very old for a Rottie, and he stayed with me as long as he could because he loved me so much and I loved him. And so he was at my feet as he left, and I was sad. Walking back to the car, all of a sudden, though, I could feel him. I could feel this sense of freedom and this happiness. And I was just moved into just joy. Yet it was later that night, and I'm sitting on my couch, and all of a sudden he showed me his old form, that body he'd been in, laying at my feet, the same as he had been at the vet as they put the medication in. And then he showed me his energy just moving up and out of his body. And it just released like this old, heavy fur coat. And if you stop right now, you'll be able to feel that energy even in this moment. It was a freeing motion. It was a motion of time to be let go of. He was much ready for it, the same as your animal is much ready for it. It is the heart connection that keeps your animal there a bit longer. When you are ready to let this charming animal go, do it with love and know the animal is freed up. Animal is energy, the same as you are. Animal is individual personality, the same as you are. So know that you are not losing, for this energy goes on and on and on. So again, I get it's like 3 to 6 months, but your lovely pet is ready to cross that rainbow bridge very soon. Isn't it fun? They use Rainbow Bridge for animals, but I didn't hear it so much for people. Have you noticed that? It's always, did they go into the light and did all the ancestors and relatives come up? I think we all can go across the Rainbow Bridge.
I like that one. Yes.
You and me too. I think that'd be fun. So, not today though. I'm not in the mood today to go across the Rainbow Bridge. Maybe another day when it's time.
You just stay in the woods then.
Mm-hmm. That's me. I'll stay in the woods for the time being. So
that's great. Thank you for that, because I have an older dog, and it's good to hear that message. And many of us have our beloved fur babies, so that's wonderful.
Well, and it's something to remember that our animals have a different way of showing us their pain level. And they only show somewhere between 20 and 25% of the pain they're actually in. So when it becomes such a strain on their body that you're seeing it, they are in severe pain. So only something to remember. And gosh, it is a challenge to say goodbye. So I will keep you here forever.
So Kathy asks, how do our guides communicate with us? I hear you say they are showing me this or telling me that. Do you actually hear words or see images or what? How do I practice to be able to know that messages are from my guides? So that's kind of two questions.
Yeah, and it's a good question. And Kathy, we missed you at the class last night. I believe it's Kathy that's Southwick that's in our class, and we missed you. Remember to watch the video because it was really good. Anyway, I I hear them, I feel them, I see them, I pay attention to anything they send in. And, that's part of it is I like to play the confirmation game. I'll put a question out there and say, send me some confirmation. And I may, I like to keep it open and keep it fun because that way it allows them to send in whatever benefits me. Yet I notice it when it's different than. But yes, I actually hear words. I've had them speak to me outside of my body, which some people might say I was a little insane, yet it's always in a good way. And I feel them. I get images that go through my mind. It's like a projector at times. And, when I'm bringing in messages for somebody else, a lot of times all I do is open my mouth and that information starts flowing through and they'll move into images. They'll move into direct sentences. But it's the energy. How do you do it? Well, you do it in the way that's perfect for you. What works for me isn't necessarily what works for you. Yet create that opening and trust. The key here is trusting. So many people will say, I want to hear from you, my guides, my angels, my this, my that. And then they put out a question or they are sitting in a situation they want assistance with. And answers come in and they'll go, oh, there's the answer, and then start to question and doubt it. Try to dissect it and have it more meaning. Instead, allow the information to flow through you. Let it come in the way that's perfect for you. As the answers to your questions come in, or the feeling, or the motion, or the image, or even a brushing up next to a physical being next to you who conveys the answer to the question, allow it to be that. If you do not get the full answer in that moment, ask for more. This is opening a doorway so that you may step into the more awareness of who you are and the connections to all of the worlds and those who are assisting you. Again, it's trust. Trust and believe that your essence is one with the divine, that you are a knowing being, that you are a connected being, and that the questions are answered. Let it be joyful, let it be happy, let it be in the light of love. If it comes in a negative form, any form that brings a huge discomfort, that is in the ego mind. For when we answer, you always feel lighter, happier, even embraced in love. Okay, kids, see, this is the energy you'll be in on November 10th, this beautiful, wonderful energy like that. And boy, am I promoting today, but I keep getting, this is what November 10th, no, it's not, 2018, 1918. Maybe I did this in 1918 too. Oops, I kind of dropped 100 years. I'm much younger now.
You look much younger now.
I do. I feel much younger now.
I love this question from Kathy because it's so true of most of us that we just don't trust ourselves. We just don't believe. I think we don't believe that it really could happen for me. And so,
well, that's one of the teachings of humankind for the most part. Not everybody, but for a good portion of us, a majority, is we're taught that anything great that happens is outside of us. If something were to elevate up here and go, oh my, the prophet, the Messiah, the whatever, instead of understanding that's our divine connection. When I first shifted and I'm saying I am an ancient, the next day everybody said, oh my goodness, you channeled somebody. And I knew that wasn't the case. This came from inside of me. This was an aspect of me. And that's the understanding that we are so, so much more than just these physical selves. So it's trust what comes to you. And Kathy, they're saying really pay attention to your environment. It's happening inside and outside, where you're going into pockets of energy that are, some are uplifting, and then you'll go kind of sink down, uplifting, and they're putting little things around for you to notice, to encourage you to engage and trust. Oh.
Fun. Okay.
Yes.
All right. We do have from Gay Wynn. How do I navigate my evolution with a partner who remains in a lower vibrational state?
You know, I love this question, and this happens to many of us, or at least it happened to me. And, you know, my late husband was not involved very much with any of the work I did. He thought I might be insane, but then he decided he loved me even with the insanity. And the only way he could participate was in the physical world. And so if I was ready to go to an event or something, he made sure my car was taken care of. He made sure I had all the equipment that I needed. He fed me. He'd make sure I had food come home, because he knew I didn't eat well when I did events. And so he took care of me in his way. And for the longest time, it was like, oh my gosh, why can't you step into this? I feel so fabulous. My world's so open. My world's so... It wasn't his to do. What are we here to remember but unconditional love? What is unconditional love? Love without condition. It's allowing your journey to be yours and looking at and opening the heart to the other's journey being theirs. How do you move through it? Appreciate the connection that is there. It is not to stop your journey forward or the energy you are in. For some will move at a slower pace, yet they are still in movement. There again, we go back to the idea of trusting. It is not to hold yourself back because another is not willing to move in the direction you are. It is not their way. It is to look at them and appreciate all that they are. Now, that is how it is, and that was one of the my learning experiences, was to look at Rob and just appreciate the movement that was his, letting my journey be mine and his be his. Then he once looked at me and he goes, Cherry, I'm your tether. He says, you're like this beautiful balloon that's just up here, and you would float away if I wasn't holding you here. And in some ways, that was very true. That was his job. After he crossed, he did send a message, and this is something that's very... that's happened to a lot of the male energies in our world. Not all of them. I never include all of them, but a lot of them, especially men of a certain age. And Rob Cross, and he would just come in and he'd talk all this spiritual stuff to me, and he'd do this and that, and I'm like, oh, why couldn't you do that when you were alive? And he's sent me the message, and again, in images and in words and in energy, he showed a blindfold over his eyes and a gag over his mouth, and his arms were straight to his side, and he showed this energy that went out. It was really dark energy that went out about a foot to a foot and a half from his body, and it really was just pinning him down. He goes, it was the belief systems wrapped around man, not woman, but man. And he could not move past that. The training for him was keep your emotions in check. It wasn't safe. It wasn't safe, and you're not supposed to feel. You've got to toughen up. You know, don't be a crybaby. All of these things, and that was his world. But that type of world is open to, or a lot of the males of a certain age are walking through, and there's a lot of heat going on right now. So, Gaywin, how do you do it? Love unconditionally. Love as he is. Love yourself as you are, and let your journey be yours.
Wonderful. That was a great question and a great answer for many, many people who are on this journey and not side by side with their partners all the time. Yes.
Well, you know, it was interesting. Rob went up to help me one time. I was doing a workshop at a friend's house, and he was going to run a camera, and he was really worried that this work would take me away from him. And, you know, again, we have we have an understanding of our checkpoints and stuff like this. So he was feeling something that was getting ready to take effect years later. And he walked in, and one man looked at him and says, "Oh my God, aren't you just amazed at your wife? Isn't she so whatever, whatever, whatever?" It was all praise because I'm darn good. And Rob looks at him and he goes, "I really don't do too much with her. I don't know what she does." And the man looked back at him and he said, "Rob's biggest fear." He goes, "Well, how do you do that? Usually when one of the partners shifts in a relationship and opens up at this expansive, in this amount of expansiveness, they usually divorce." Rob never, ever helped me again. But this man actually voiced his fear that it would take me away from him. So understand there is a lesson in there that goes beyond our relationship, and it was something for him to digest and look into, that sort of thing.
I love the unconditional love, love without conditions. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something for us. You know, it's a phrase now that is so used. Unconditional love. You just have to, love, have unconditional love, but we don't. It's not putting conditions on the love.
It isn't. It is looking at this person or whatever's around and just holding that space of love. You know, when we love, it doesn't mean we have to participate in discord, discomfort, negative situations. It means we look out at this person and we appreciate them in this space of love. And when we do that, not only are we supporting them, we're supporting ourselves. So,
Great.
mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to Barbara's question. What do I need to learn more of, and what advice would they give me to further my advancement?
Barbara,
Pretty
honey.
generic.
Barbara, honey, get rid of the word need. Let go of the word should, must do, have to, and all of those old teachings and trainings. Also look at it's inside of you. And if I remember right, Barbara's coming to the November event. Went right over the heart chakra, high heart. So release, open your arms and embrace. It's what is it you choose to do? Let's move into empowerment. Yours is all about self-empowerment and trusting you. It's allowing your journey to be that, your journey, without questioning every step that you take. Allow it to be an open flow of energy. Move through the sections of the mind that create doubt and worry and miscommunication. You will recognize it as it moves into a feeling of support, a feeling of love, a feeling of, we will use the term empowerment. In your life in particular, there has been a lot of teaching and training of not to trust what is outside of, especially the family unit. It is to look at early trainings and what you came to understand and question those. Process what you have experienced and take yourself into the fullness of life. We cannot go into depth over your one particular life situation, for this is a personal journey, one we will be more than happy to assist you with. But you have to call or do something. They assist. I love it. They just stop. We will assist you with. First of all, they're speaking to you. Listen and hear them, and pay attention to different things that are sent in. And when you're in that much doubt and worry, because this is personal, there's a lot of this that we can only skim over the top because this is super, super, super. I'm so technical. Personal. So set up an appointment. Come to a class. If you can't come, there are going to be more online classes too. But sweetheart, trust you. Okay?
And that's the message for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Trust is the theme. That's the thread through today's questions. Trust yourself. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Trish asked, an incident happened with someone I thought was a friend. After a while, she has finally apologized. I don't have a problem accepting the apology. I just don't know if I can trust her to be a friend again. What do you think? Thank you.
There's a theme through today's questions. It's called trust. And no, I'm not laughing at your situation, Trish. I just found it very interesting. That was the question. Otherwise, one of the things, yes, on a physical ego level, this was extremely uncomfortable. But I also feel on a personal, spiritual level, this was actually a healing moment for you. Remember karmic agreements, and remember those that push our buttons the most do bring us in a lesson, do bring us in an experience. Look at where it allowed you to claim your personal self and stand in your power. Trusting her, it's one, see her as trustable. When you hold that doubt and that worry is, oh my God, can I ever trust her again? That's an energy that connects that distrust. And so it will be reflected back to you over and over again. Again, love unconditionally. Look at the fuller answer in this. What was the lesson? What was the experience? And where has it been in your life before? And hold her in appreciation, hold her in unconditional love, yet let yourself make choice not to engage in the pitfalls of the ego is what I'm getting, because it was doubt within her mind and a feeling of smallness that had to do with her, but also look at anywhere she mirrored something inside of you. And so, yay, I love that you said you have no problem accepting the apology. Okie dokie, that's what the words were, but I don't know if I can trust her again. If you fully accepted the apology, the idea of trusting her as a friend would not even be a question. It would have been, I accepted the apology and we move forward. So look at the part that isn't healed yet or completely processed yet, because there is a tidbit in there still. And just, it doesn't feel like your friendship goes right back to where it was, but it does show you have a fuller appreciation for the connection that the two of you do have. So look at her as a messenger. Look at anything she's assisted you in moving through. So.
Fantastic. All right. I just looked at the time and we've got 4 more questions. And somebody, Romy, has posted, and I'm sorry, hon, we've got the previous questions, then we will not be able to get to yours today. But Monique, am I closer to meeting a life partner? And that, okay, she's got two question sections. So talk about the life partner and then I'll ask the next part.
Yes, you're moving closer to a life partner. Each step you take in opening that door takes you closer. Remember to move into the belief systems you have in your mind of what a life partner is. Write a list of what it is you want in a life partner, but open the door and embrace it. Let that heart chakra be open. You're moving through very well. And yes, attracting him in.
Okay. Now, also, I've started a whole new path in my work, and I really feel good about it. I was focused on skincare and work before, and now things keep coming up, possibly trying to lead me back to it. Or maybe I should stay open to doing both at some point. I know there is no definitive right or wrong, and I'm trying to walk along at the highest good I can give. Just not sure if I need to be aware of another path at this moment.
Okay, one, let go of the trying. You are walking your path and you're walking in enlightenment, in a beautiful opening and allows you to be where you're at. It is also allowing your focus to become more specific to what it is you choose to do. Go and sit with yourself and go deep inside which brings you the most fulfillment. Well-being is what you're about for people, is personal well-being and assisting them in this. It isn't just the path you're on. It feels like you do physical, help them with physical issues that are throwing them out of balance, but also the personal aspect of accepting who they are. So the skincare's in there, but it's also the physical body. So, and don't pull any more on your plate for the time being. Let these 2 that you're in right now be your focus. Otherwise, there's that little self-saboteur that steps in and goes, well, you're feeling comfortable right now and you're enjoying your walk here. Let me put something else on your plate so it becomes too heavy and you'll teeter off the tightrope you're walking right at this moment. So look at anything that could sabotage your forward movement. Enjoy where you are at this moment.
And I think that's a message for all of us. Enjoy where you are at this moment.
Yes, yes. And, it's remembering other things will come to us, yet when we're they keep showing holding a big platter. Think of those waiters and waitresses that do that, and they carry these huge platters and how heavy that is and how it brings you off balance and really messes with your wrist. It might look cool in a restaurant, but it messes with your wrist because it weakens. You're off balance and you're weakening. So instead, hold the platter with both hands and let it be evenly placed. And there's how it comes in for me. They give me images. See, we're going to get that first answer in there several different times. So,
Elizabeth said, my life is filled with abundance in every way but financially. Do you see any financial relief in the near future?
I love this because people will say, I am abundant. My life is filled with abundance. What does abundance really mean? There is a lot of. You have a lot of. So, sweetheart, become specific. I now have an abundance of money. And I didn't buy a lottery ticket last night, darn it. Oh, wait, that's a whole different subject. Anyway, focus on allowing money to come in. And they've had me start saying money because when using finances, that's a way to soften this word. You're really wanting money. And for a lot of people, that is a dirty word. It's like, oh my God, I'm greedy, I'm selfish, I'm this, I'm that. It's, ew, it's money. But that's exactly what you're wanting. So be free in speaking it. I now have money. I have a bank account filled with money. And then start opening the door to receiving. Practice receiving. This is huge on so many people's plates. It's that better to give than receive. So something comes to them and they go, oh no, I can't. No, thank you anyway. I'll do it myself. Well, you just shut the door on receiving. So let it appear in any way it will. And then say thank you, be grateful. I don't care if you find a $20 bill on the ground. Say thank you. Wow, this is magic. Cool. Somebody takes you out to lunch. Thank you very much. Because that does reflect to finances. Or if somehow an electric bill gets paid. Wow, thank you, universe. Any way it will come in. But see yourself having more than enough money. And one of the things that my group said to me early on is, I have all the money for everything I want. And then came need. And I only put the need in there because that was habit. We're taught as human beings to have enough money for what we consider we need. And then we stop the rest, a good portion of us. Because there again, then we're getting to be selfish, greedy, blah, 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 blah. And my group kept saying, no, I have more than enough money for everything I want. Why? Because it puts it into your field of choosing, your field of having, and you may want to pay your bills with this money. You may want to share it with other people. So let it be, I have more than enough money for everything I want. And allow yourself to claim it. You have a huge pocket of energy over the heart chakra, so there's something there that needs, it says penetrated. It's an old emotional wound. And also, bless all the money that you send out. I bless this money. I know it serves whoever it is, and it comes back to me fivefold or tenfold, and I receive it with gratitude, joy, and love. So, we create the opening points of when money comes into our life or love or whatever. So it isn't a specific date or time. It's like, when are you ready to receive it? You do not have to have a complete life of always suffering in the idea of lack of love, lack of money, lack of health, lack of. Again, it's open the door to this. I now have money. I now have love. I now have health. Let this be the vibration that raises you up into the position of receiving. Recognize when anything is sent your way, from the very smallest particle of it to the largest. Rejoice in it coming to you. Receive it in happiness. Receive it in knowing you deserve. And also look at any old family messages you have that there's not enough, because that plays a part in Elizabeth's. Okay?
You know, and that's a powerful, powerful message for many people. I thank you for that one. Thank you, Elizabeth, for posting that one.
Yes, yes. So,
okay. Callie, why is it that there are so many individuals that have or have had tendencies of turning in on themselves that results in suffering, sacrifice, or sabotage? Is there a relationship of this to misidentifying reality, of being empathic, or being unable to receive? Thank you.
oh, the three S's. But did you notice it was all focused on what we call the lower vibrations, and that's teachings and trainings, the discomfort where, it's everything's suffering, that sort of thing. So people do attach to this because it's a belief system. When we raise our understanding that life is love and that joy is there and it's ours to have, we move up and into awareness and actually allow that to come in. It's also important to remember when we're looking out and we're seeing this reflected back to us, go inside and see where that's a personal message for you, where there's that belief living inside of you, and see where it's mirroring that and move through whatever process that's necessary. Also, okay, there's another one. It's remembering there is a process in life, and there also are soul agreements, soul evolution. And many choose the various forms of sabotage, suffering, and whatever else it was. We do not necessarily hold on to those particular vibrations, for it is assisting them in bringing messages to others, but also moving through their own life occurrences that allows them to evolve. It is nothing that has to be held hard and fast. It is only an understanding in this one moment, this one time. And so know to let go of it. If you want to see a world that is better than what is here now, look past the illusions of this is the reality, the only reality. You must suffer, you must sabotage, you must be in strife. Question, do I really, or am I here to live in love? Ponder that. Am I here to live in happiness? Allow that. And am I here to embrace it all with joy? Receive it. It is only but a reality of illusion. Allow yourself to move through it. You magnetically attract to you what's living inside of you. But you forget that this love lives there. This joy lives there. Life lives there. Re-engage your focus into those more positive aspects. We use the term loosely positive. It is only a vibrational frequency. And that's where they want to end that one. So, yeah. If you believe it, it lives outside of you. You're creating it. And if that's what you believe is there, and it'll hold you hard and fast and all that suffering, all that. It's so funny because I knew it was three S's, but they weren't going to hold that particular energy in the field. And so they kept throwing it off. You look at training, what's been handed down through ancestral lineage, and break through that illusion, break through that reality. Question for all of you out there, and then we'll have to end because it's been a while. And I can see, this is the energy I am. I can go on, is ask yourself, where do I resist living in receiving the best, the most positive in life? Why do I believe I don't deserve it? Where is it I've been taught that there isn't any more? And then open your arms and allow it to come in. Love in every form it is. Financial support in the most amazing ways. career, enjoyment, something that really challenges you and that you embrace it and you love it. And health. Oh my God. What is it like having vibrant health? What does your body feel like? Move away from affirming the idea you're here to hurt. You're here to suffer. That the body's going to collapse. Or there's not enough love to go around. You're not good enough. Whatever. Change your focus. Change your thoughts. Create your reality of positive abundance. So, on my soapbox.
and Sherry, we did have one more question.
Oh, we do? Okay.
From Andy. Came in this morning before the show.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes.
And it's all about the same thing that we've just been saying. How do I remain open to attracting abundance, and especially a buyer for the property, while at the same time keeping myself shielded from negative energy? In other words, how can I remain open to all the good stuff while staying shielded from all the negative stuff?
Okay. Thanks. Look at old teachings and old trainings that say that that ugly stuff's out there, that uncomfortable stuff, and it all comes to me. Hold your light. Don't look at it as a shield or a protective layer. That just keeps you at a level of fear. Look at yourself and say, I am this beautiful, brilliant orb of light, and I attract all of the positives that are perfect for me. And in Andy's cases, it's again, with this light, when you're holding it in this form, those what we call negatives or lower vibrations cannot resonate to it, so you're not gravitating in that direction. See the outcome you want and live it. Live it as if it's already there, and just allow it to be. I do know Andy's journey, and it's been quite a process over the last many years. And you're ready, girlie. You are ready. Let it be there. Let the magic happen. Okay?
I love that. Let the magic happen
for
all of us.
Gosh, I go through the human walk like everybody else. I have my ups and my downs. But for the most part, I see the magic in life, and that's what I share with people and it's just appreciating it's there. Like I was talking water garden yesterday, and I asked to see pure love. The next thing I saw was a blue heron. Beautiful, beautiful blue heron, and then a hawk fly overhead. And I associate my late husband with hawks because he saw every hawk. Anytime we went for a drive, he saw every hawk there was. I was busy, off in outer space somewhere, and he'd go, oh, there's a hawk. But one of the nights right after he passed and left me, I was coming home, and I was driving through town, and I was deep in the emotion. I was crying, and I'm going, oh, my God, I just want to feel you. And, you really don't see a lot of hawks where it's almost dark. And the next thing I knew is I had this huge hawk come right in front of my windshield. So I saw pure love. I saw pure magic. Don't hold an idea it has to look a certain way and then receive it, because that just opens the door to more magic. Okay?
Sounds like a wrap there.
It is. I'm sitting there going, I don't have my glasses on, so I have no idea what time it is, how long we've been going.
43 minutes.
Wow. And this was going to be a 15, 20-minute show. Ha, 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 ha. Well, I love you all. And see you next week. And gosh, thank you for participating. You are a joy in my life. Put that out there. You are a joy in my life to everybody you see. And just watch the energy change. I love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.